of course, there's like an insatiable frustration, inexplicable, hellish feeling with watching people misunderstand the people you love.
I am gonna be on my way back to New York tomorrow morning, or tonight, and I don't know, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna breathe a big sigh of relief, because what a beautiful thing this is.
Ariana Grande might have just stirred up another wild scandal. And this one could be the final nail in her marriage's coffin. This isn't some random Twitter gossip blowing in the wind. We're talking leaked screenshots, fan deep dives, shady blind items, and whispers all pointing to one messy truth. Ariana could be out here cheating again. Now get this. Ethan Slater, the Broadway sweetheart turned husband, is supposedly going through it. Like, for real. He went from going hard online to defend Ariana to suddenly ghosting their circle and allegedly packing his bags. People online are already screaming karma, like it's the season finale of a drama series. Let's break it down piece by piece, because this saga is straight up chaos. We gotta take it back to January. That's when the very first blind item dropped and everything started snowballing. The streets started talking. Ariana and Ethan, basically done. Word is, Ariana had already mentally checked out of the relationship, and it showed. Fans saw it. Insiders confirmed it. But Ethan? He was the last one to catch on. Those blind items painted a cold picture. Ariana acting real distant, barely around, while Ethan clung to the idea that they were still going strong. Apparently, he was the one begging to be seen together in public, still trying to sell the image of a happy couple. Like, dude, come on. Love is one thing, but denial? That's a whole other story. Even people close to them were like, yeah, this is crashing fast. Can you imagine being in a relationship where you're the only one still pretending it's all good? That's rough. Embarrassing isn't even the word. This is straight up messy.
People have crafted their own narratives.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, we know this about the tabloids and about the media and about, like, am I crazy? Don't we know this?
So let's fast forward a bit. Right after the SAG Awards, Ariana pulled a full-on disappearing act. She went totally off the radar for nearly an hour. And that's when the real tea started boiling. Nobody had a clue where she went, and Ethan, he was panicking, trying to track her down. But here's where it gets real shady. When she finally popped back up, there were two names being whispered as the people she was possibly with. The internet was buzzing with guesses, but nothing solid ever came out. Just suspicious vibes and a lot of side eyes. Now jump to February, and it's the same story on repeat. Ariana bouncing from city to city like it's nothing, and pulling more mysterious vanishing acts. But the real plot twist? Word on the street is she might have been sneaking around with none other than Paul Mescal. Yup, that Paul. The one who's been on everyone's radar lately. If this is true, it would mean she was already getting close with him while still supposedly with Ethan. And if Ethan didn't know, whew, this would hit hard. Because this wouldn't be the first time Ariana found herself in a steamy situation before officially ending things with someone else. But the internet truly went off when Gracie Abrams got dragged into this. People say she believed Ariana and Paul were seriously hooking up while Ariana was still with Ethan. That just made everything explode online. This ain't just emotional distance anymore. This is looking like full-on betrayal. Can you believe a Nepo baby possibly throwing shade at Ariana like that? Now, that's rich coming from someone born into fame. But let's not skip over the last time Ariana and Ethan showed up together in public, the big moment at the Oscars 2025. They were out there cheesing it up on the red carpet, all lovey-dovey like nothing was falling apart behind the scenes.
We were talking to Ethan just a bit ago, and he was talking about how beautiful it is to hear you and Cynthia sing together, and how beautiful your voices meld together, and how it's been such a gift to everybody throughout this whole cycle to hear you all the time.
Yeah, and his support has been such a gift as well, so that's really...
But let's be real. Fans were already side-eyeing the whole thing. People were whispering, is this their final red carpet together? And yeah, turns out it just might have been. The headlines read, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater embrace inside Oscars 2025 after gushing on the carpet. Cute, right? But we've seen this before. The second the public appearances start drying up, something's brewing behind closed doors. Even Ariana said during an interview, yeah, and his support has been such a gift. Sure, sounds sweet, but was she just keeping up appearances? Now everyone's asking the real questions. Had Ariana emotionally tapped out way before we found out? Was she just waiting for the perfect moment to exit quietly? Or was she already playing her next move while putting on a happy face for the cameras?
You bought the warranty. You fell in love with a poster.
No wonder the fans are going full detective mode, lining up all the clues. But here's the plot twist that's throwing everyone off. If Ariana was low-key seeing Paul Mescal during this time, what about her previous marriage to Dalton? That's right. It's time to rewind to that chapter. Remember when she and Dalton divorced in 2023? Everyone thought it was so grown and graceful. But now, that whole classy split might have been covering up way more than we thought. Oh, they said it was all amicable. Everything was fine, no drama, nothing to see. But plot twist! Ariana didn't even file for divorce until months later, in February. So the big question is, why wait? That's a long gap for a couple that supposedly split on good terms. Something's not lining up here. And trust, it gets even messier. Word on the street is, Dalton might have found out about Ariana's little romance with Ethan before those divorce papers even hit the table. And if that's true, it changes everything. Because why else would Ariana drop over $1 million just to settle with him? And on top of that, have him sign an NDA. That's not just being amicable, that's damage control. What exactly was she trying to keep quiet? Was Dalton ready to air it all out? One user even said she paid him over $1 million and made him sign an NDA. Of course she cheated. She is a cheater and has always been one. Who? That comment had the internet in a chokehold. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. That song. You know the one. We can't be friends. Ariana was out here hyping it up like it was some soul-searching anthem about boundaries and healing, giving full PR-friendly vibes with the whole protecting my peace talk. But fans weren't buying it, not for a second. One user even dragged it hard, saying, "Is we can't be friends just her trying to justify cheating?" Yikes! The whole situation had fans looking at her sideways. And honestly, who can blame them? Was We Can't Be Friends supposed to be for her fans or her ex-husband? Because it's giving mixed signals, and honestly, it's weird. She says, "I'll wait for your love and wait until you like me again."
I wasn't gonna do jokes about this, but then my buddy told me, he's like, yo, I've recently heard that Ariana said she had no idea who you were and she just dated you as a distraction.
If that's aimed at Dalton, then wow. Where's the lie? That song feels more like a sad breakup ballad than some heartfelt message to her fans. It's giving full-on Selena Gomez vibes, not a love letter to the Arianators. Now, you're probably wondering, how did Ethan Slater even end up in this chaos? Let's break down this messy timeline. Ariana and Ethan met on the set of Wicked and boom! Instant sparks! But here's where things take a turn. Ethan was still married to Lily J when all this was going down. And word is, Lily had no clue what was brewing behind the scenes. It wasn't until she caught wind of their off-screen flirtation that the truth started unraveling. Once the story broke, fans went into full FBI mode, and they didn't come up empty-handed. One fan dug up receipts from way back in 2014 when Big Sean's ex, Naya Rivera, accused Ariana of stepping in and wrecking their relationship. So, are we even shocked at this point? Honestly, not really, because Ariana's love life has been one long headline after another. Quick recap, let's go. She was with Jai Brooks, then allegedly dipped out for Nathan Sykes. After that, she was with Mac Miller. But that ended, and just a week later, she popped out with Pete Davidson. And remember, Pete had just ended things with Cassie David when Ariana swooped in. Real smooth, right? This ain't just relationship drama, it's a pattern, and fans are definitely noticing. But wait, let's not forget this part. After Mac Miller tragically passed, Ariana was already out in public with Pete Davidson like it was nothing. And that was just a few months later. Talk about moving on at lightning speed, like, dang. No pause, no processing, just straight into the next chapter. That's not just fast, it's blazing. The pattern is starting to look real familiar. Ariana seems to hop from one relationship to the next with barely a breath in between. Is it just me, or does she bounce the moment the honeymoon phase fades out? Seriously, how long did she wait before jumping in with Ethan? Not even a year. Barely time to let the dust settle. It's like once the thrill is gone, she's already eyeing the exit. So far, we've looked at all the red flags. Shady timelines, those sneaky blind items, questionable lyrics, and her history of speedrunning relationships, like it's some kind of level in a dating game. And still, people out here defending her like she's the one getting hurt every time. No joke! Some fans really act like Ariana's the one who keeps getting played. And look, to be fair, Ariana's been super open about her struggles with anxiety, PTSD, and her mental health. That vulnerability made a lot of people connect with her. She's always come off as this gentle, resilient figure who kept pushing through pain and heartbreak. So when messy drama like this hits, people don't want to see her as the villain. But sometimes, even the ones we root for have a messy side, and it's okay to talk about it. But things really hit a new level when Lily J finally spoke up. She wasn't just sitting back and letting the rumors fly. She called it not a girl's girl move. And oof, that one comment alone had social media on fire. People were taking sides, debating loyalty, and questioning if Ariana really did cross the line with a married man. The drama didn't stop there. Fans started noticing that Ariana unfollowed a bunch of people close to Lily. Like, coincidence? Or cleaning house before more tea spilled? And remember, this is all happening while Wicked is still filming. Imagine being on set with all that tension. Whew! And Ethan? Let's just say his rep took a nosedive. He was the quirky Broadway guy with a rising career, and now he's being called everything from home wrecker to fame hungry. That public image flip? Brutal. What makes it wilder is how fast it all went down. 1 minute, Ariana's posting selfies in Oz-inspired glam, and the next minute, the internet is trying to piece together a love triangle that looks straight out of a soap opera. Fans aren't just gossiping, they're doing full-on investigations. Flight logs, filming schedules, paparazzi shots, everything is evidence now. And the deeper people dig, the messier it gets. Now here's the part that has everyone scratching their heads. Why hasn't Ariana said anything directly? No statement, no clarification, not even a cryptic Instagram caption. Just some vague interviews and a lot of subtle likes. Meanwhile, her team's been working overtime pushing the self-love and healing narrative. Cute. But the silence is loud, and fans aren't buying it anymore. Some people are calling it strategic, like maybe staying quiet keeps the mystery alive and the attention going. But others see it as deflection. They feel like she's hiding behind a soft image while the chaos just keeps swirling around her. And let's be honest, if this was anyone else, the backlash would be way worse. But because it's Ariana, people hesitate. Some even excuse it. But others are fed up. They're pulling receipts, questioning her lyrics, and saying what nobody wanted to say out loud before. Maybe Ariana isn't the innocent star we all thought she was. The internet's got a long memory, and when patterns keep repeating, people start connecting the dots. Between the whirlwind romances, messy breakups, silent exits, and suspicious rebounds, it's hard not to wonder if there's a bigger story she's trying to keep under wraps. And with her still not addressing any of it, the mystery just keeps growing. The story just keeps getting deeper, and fans are starting to get real reflective about it all. One fan summed it up perfectly. Okay, so I'm aware Ari is human and imperfect. But I feel like many have always looked up to her as a role model, especially for mental health reasons. And honestly, that's facts. After Sweetener, Ariana's whole image became about healing, self-love, and bouncing back from pain. She was seen as the girl who made it through the storm and came out stronger. But now, people are starting to question everything. Is Ariana just seriously unlucky in love? Or is there a repeating pattern we've been too distracted to see? Some fans are digging even deeper and saying, look, to my understanding, Ariana has never cheated on her own partners. But she's been the other woman more than once. And that's where it gets messy. Like, no way she didn't know every single time, right? One mistake is one thing, but multiple times? That's not just bad luck. That's a whole habit. So now the questions are hitting harder. Is she just that easily manipulated? Is her self-esteem so low that she's always looking for love in complicated places? Or is she starting to embrace the drama? It's not just gossip anymore. It's starting to sound like a full-on character study. Is Ariana falling for emotionally unavailable or taken men by accident? Or is she drawn to the chaos on purpose? Because at this point, it's not just bad timing. It's looking like a pattern she might actually be comfortable with. Let's be real. It's one thing to be the other woman once because someone lied to you. That happens. But when it keeps happening, over the years, with different men, at some point, it stops looking like bad luck and starts looking real familiar. But wait, this next take? It had the internet in a chokehold. One fan didn't just gossip. They basically dropped a whole therapy session in the comment section. And it went viral for a reason. So here's the breakdown. This fan admitted she used to be a serial cheater. And not only that, she said she actually hated Ariana back in the day. Like, full-on couldn't stand her. But now, she calls herself a converted Ariana hater. And what she said next hit people way harder than expected. Now I'm paraphrasing, but the fan confessed that she would stay in relationships she didn't even want, just because she didn't want to feel lonely. And instead of ending things straight up, she'd cheat. Almost like she wanted her partner to catch her, just so they could be the one to end it. That way, she didn't have to deal with the guilt or be the bad guy. Wild, right? But here's the part that made everyone pause. When you compare that to Ariana's track record, it starts sounding a little too familiar. Think about it. With Mac Miller, she was out the door and in Pete's arms within weeks. With Pete, she dipped the second the engagement hit the rocks. And next thing we knew, she was smiling in selfies with Dalton. And now, with Ethan Slater, blind items since January have said she was emotionally checked out. But instead of ending it clean, she's already being linked to Paul Mescal. Maybe even someone else from that SAG Awards disappearing act. And who knows what else hasn't come to light. The pattern's messy and fans aren't ignoring it anymore. Like, hello? This fan might have just cracked the Ariana Matrix wide open. They dropped a take so deep, people forgot this started as a gossip thread. They said Ariana might not even be cheating to hurt anyone. She might be doing it subconsciously, just as a way out, not because she's heartless, but because she's scared to be the one who ends things first. Like, she can't bring herself to be the bad guy, so she creates chaos and lets it fall apart on its own. That hits different. So now the real question, does Ariana even understand loyalty? Are we witnessing another case of serial cheating? Or is this one just a relationship that's completely run its course? Fans are split. Some are shook. Others are straight up disappointed. But either way, everybody's watching and nobody's staying quiet. Is this just another messy love triangle? Or are Ariana and Ethan officially done for good? Because this saga has more layers than anyone expected. And honestly, it feels like we're just scratching the surface. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. And if you're as stunned as we are, go ahead and smash that like button, share this with your crew, and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single twist in the next chapter of Celebrity Chaos. Trust me, There's always more where this came from.